Hello, my friends and everybody. Shabbat Shalom, and we have to make Lahaim for the life. I heard that it was a special Shabbat now, and I want to use this occasion to wish the whole Jewish world, and that is a large world, Shabbat Shalom, and I wish you much blessing from God. We say God, they say Jehovah, and I wish them well. I wish them prosperity, and may they start believe in time. That is the focal point here. Believe in time. So today have been a kind of good day. It have been somewhat good for me because I went to town. I went to my friend, and I wanted to help him with his computer. So maybe we can make a topic of Shabbat. Shabbat is a good thing. We need Shabbat. We need Shabbat in order to free ourselves from work. On that day, God rested. And the peace of Shabbat is the highest blessing. To have peace within is making us leveling up, and I believe in the future. What can I say? The repeating of that Shabbat. When you repeat a good thing, you should keep it in order. And God said something to the Jewish people that maybe the Christians haven't catched. Not that I'm so picky about it, but I think it's a degree of obedience. So the first rule for the Christians was to disagree with the Jewish Shabbat. Not that we are Jewish. I think we are not. I don't want to talk so much about theology or God's promises, but I believe in God's promises for the Jewish people. And a Jewish guy came up to me in Jerusalem yesterday or day before we were to go back to Norway, and he was just running up to me. I don't know how he could figure things out with me, but he said, because you see, every so often I'm in Israel, I meet a lot of blessed Jews. What to say? It just catch my heart. I meet a lot of people that are a blessing to me and my life. So he ran up to me, and I think he had a store which many tourists from Norway have attended. So he thought that I am the old Viking here. I'm a Viking. I'm looking like a Viking. So this Viking was back in Jerusalem. But we had a nice time, and he said something which I will never forget. That it's not definite. It's not as sure as you guys, you're Gentile, because it's written those that bless Israel, the guarantee for their blessing is signed by God. But it is not a guarantee that we are going to be blessed. So he had a funny take on that. And maybe the Jewish people, they are still crying, still in their waiting room. I have to fix this table. They are in the waiting room for this blessing. But I think, I believe that Shabbat is all about catching something like a blessing in the night, blessing in the day. To keep that peace that Shabbat gives. Shabbat is giving peace. I can't prove anything. I can't sit here and act as I know it all, but it's something very close related, because when we are by God, by Hashem, they call him Hashem, when he command us to not steal, we know the best thing is not to steal. We know it because it's good not to steal. So, and it's also a commandment that don't envy. Don't envy your neighbor's wife or something of his ownership. Don't go and envy him. And it's a good commandment. It's regarding so much to just have this statement that I shouldn't envy someone's plot or wife or whatever. And there is another commandment which is very very good. And you shall have no other God than me. Only one. Because if you have different gods, you will grow schizophrenia. You will go banana. You will go crazy. So keep in one God. One God. And don't steal. Don't lie. Don't bear false witnesses. And this is rules that the countries are governed by. Those simplistic, very simplistic rules. But the Jewish people were given a rule that don't do any work on Shabbat, for on that day God rested, and if you keep my commandments, you will be blessed. You will have peace and tranquility. So I listen to these Kabbalists or these rabbis, which say, very profoundly so, that why are we hated? Why are we experiencing all this hatred? And it's not that we are not nice. We are nice. We are nice to other people. We bring help to other countries. Israel does that. Israel bring help even to the Gaza Strip. No doubt about that. I have seen it firsthand. And they do so much, give them so many rights, but still there is hate. There is a lot of hate. And Israel is among those countries, which I will say does so much humanity contribution. So for you, my Jewish friends, I want to call you my brethren, my sisters, because it's highly due time. Some Christian calls their Jewish brethren their family. Their family. And the Shabbat, it was one of those, this was one of those, I'm a simple guy, I'm a Gentile, I'm not so deep into this Torah stuff, but it's written, and we can see that they want to keep the Shabbat, and every Friday before sunset, maybe 2 hours ahead, they start renovating, cleaning, tidying up, and everything is so cleansed out for preparing the Shabbat. Because when Shabbat is there, in the Friday evening, when the sun is setting, until the Saturday's setting of the sun, no work, no activity, not even a car, not a switch, not a fire should be made. No driving. I'm not so deep into that. I can't say something that will encourage or I can't say something about that because but it is all about blessing, the blessing. Keep the blessing by both individuals and also by the nation that are keeping those commandments. They have many more commandments. I heard about a kibbutzim that 1 year, I think it was the 50th or 70th year, they were giving out, they didn't harvest, they were just giving out free, everything was free. So then the winter season came, the winter season, and the cold wind damaged so many kibbutzim's fruits and growth, spoiled a lot because of the cold ice wind that spoiled many kibbutzim's income of fruits and so on, vegetables and greens, everything. But those kibbutzes that kept these commandments was spared first hand. So when they say that we Jewish people, we Israel, when we don't get our acts together, when we don't follow and obey to the Torah, we are destined to this backlashes, these hits, this hate, and all this turmoil that we are experiencing. And I'm not in a position to even say these things. I'm not in a position to be judging this. And on Shabbat, I was just about to talk about it. We shouldn't judge. And I'm just saying that Shabbat is one of those days that it's regarding blessing. And what is regarded as the best blessing? Peace. Have peace. Sorry for that. Peace is the highest degree of blessing. And we try to give that space in Shabbat to keep the peace and tranquility. The peace is the blessing. To have peace as a country is a degree of how you would prioritize. Israel today will prioritize to have this awareness of all the enemies that can hit them really hard. And maybe people will prove me wrong that what I'm saying today. But in some degree we have this national anthem, which is something about if God didn't keep watch over us, all the soldiers, all the watchmen would do their duty in vain. And it's a beautiful sentence, because we trust in God. We trust in God. And that should be more profound today, when you see how easy it's to start a war. I'm thinking about Ukraine. They are not having any wine. They are sweeping up blood. It's so easy to tamper with a blessing. So when we follow, when we abide by God's institutional judgment, the institutional governing, we will be blessed. It's hard to talk about it because it's so much toxic regarding the religious, all the religious, and as most human. When we get to power, we get to only provide for ourselves. We get corrupted. But even the corrupted have to kneel down one day and admit, we did it. Now, as they say, the Jewish people have to say, we did it. So, not that I have anything to bring to the table. I'm very sorry about that. I'm not an educated guy. I just have a simple message about the blessing of God. How can we gain God's blessing? I think they placed the altar in the midst of the temple. That was the altar. Something is there. The altar. When it comes to show, all the cleaning that Jewish people do every Friday. I do it, by the way, every Thursday, just so that I can relax, be more spiritual, prepared, and motivated for the Shabbat. I don't want to enter Shabbat on a Friday very exhausted for all the work, yet I am. Today I went to town just by walking, and it takes a while. I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm buying this and collecting that, so I have this rucksack full of things that I need to have before Shabbat is entering in. So, so my friends, Shabbat is somewhat very spiritually important to me. It's all in the light. I ignite these candles with fire, and I pray for all I have known ever in my life, all I have met in my life, and all that I'm asked to pray for every Shabbat. I don't want to forget anyone that need someone's prayer. So I can be that voice. I can be that... it doesn't matter if you're humble or not. You can be the craziest man. As long as you are honest in front of God. It's, so they had altar, and people may think that it's too old to bring some stuff to the altar, but there is confession in the altar. There is judgment on the altar, and everything. They say something about people that are traumatized. Write down everything that you have a case on, everything you can remember that is hurtful, that is of turmoil, that is pain, that is mental fatigue. You can mention it all and burn it all up. And I would maybe recommend it too. I haven't done that. I don't believe in burning. but in some way we have to burn it up. And the altar is some kind of that burning. So if you know that something is wrong, you should do something about it. Because if you have a bad conscience, everybody may have felt that since they did this and did that, they feel bad about it and they try to cover it up and so on. But it's good to have some place to bring it to the altar, to bring that kind of sacrificial thing, bring them confession. I did that. Maybe it's needed also that you say it to the one that is involved in that. To be strong, to be brave, is to face your fear. So to get that inner peace, please, you have to say, please forgive me. To have peace, you need to say, please forgive me. I was the one that did it. I was the one. I am the one. You can put it on me. So this routine that they had was taking it on an animal. The animal was a replacement for themselves. And sometimes you have a bad feeling about what you did. And you didn't stop it, and you did it. For that, it's even demanded that it is a higher degree of sacrifice, higher payment. And because the guilt can go so far, the guilt can be so tormenting. Rather than to do something wrong, I stole this, I will give it back, of course. So that is an easy thing. but to the guilt, that kind of personal, was I right, was I wrong? I feel I was wrong, but how to come around? That takes a lot of more effort to come to terms with. Also regarding this offering routine, it costed a lot of, it costed more. So we need to do something. We need to bring ourselves to the place where where things can be solved, where matters can be solved. Not everybody wants to meet up to that. Maybe you need to stand there alone. People don't want to meet you, but you stand there alone. So you at least have the inner tranquility, inner peace, which is needed, because much of the sicknesses today, much of the stress syndromes, heart disease, cancer and all this sort, I think it's stemmed from unbalanced. When we are in unbalanced state, we need to do some effort. We can't just simulate as stable or this inner peace. We can't simulate it. Either it is something or it's not. So better to get rid of that, something which is tampering with my balance. So to get into the balanced state, you can't just simulate. You can't just rid your thoughts off. You need to act. You need to do something. I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm just here to bring a message of God's blessing, first and foremost, to the Jewish people, and I will bless them. Use this occasion, this Shabbat occasion, to bless the whole Jewish community. And by that, I also bless everyone that listen to this. My blessing is not much, but maybe some of my words can be of some reflection for you, some relevance to you, and it would be nice that you could take it, you could receive it as some service of a gift. Not that I am so much, but we don't need to have so much credential. This little kid that was bringing all this food to Jesus, his own food, he gave it to Jesus. I'm that little kid. I want to bring what's mine in that kind of service, who I am. I want to bring that out, because I think I got something that someone may need to hear sometime. It's not that I have a big, selfish, ego-centric opinion of myself, but it takes a lot of effort sometimes to even be here, because I wonder what is it about that. But every so often I see people smile. Every so often I see that people are just nice back to me. And I regard that as a blessing. When people are nice, when people are looking at me and have a smile, that is blessing. So what can I do? It's nothing much. It's nothing, maybe nothing. I'm just a voice of a blessing. And the blessing is the inner peace. Both the nations have peace, but also you personally. So God will provide for that.